Okay, hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to JFD Brokers Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today's the 23rd of November 2018, so yep, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Friday's morning session where we're going to have a look at the markets, a few charts, see how they performed yesterday. So yep, before we start jumping into those, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest, and we can continue. Okay, now then guys, let's quickly jump into the charts. Now the first one I want to touch on is the DAX. Now looking at this 4-hour chart here, I can see it kind of slid yesterday a little bit lower. Certainly still remains kind of trading below this little short-term downside resistance line taken from the peak of the 27th of September. In a way, what we're going to keep an eye on here is the lows here that we saw recently near the 11,050 level, and of course we're going to keep a close eye on this little short-term downside resistance line, because a nice good pop above this could potentially open the path towards the next area of resistance near the 11,680 zone. So keep your eyes on that one. Certainly a good confirmation of possible upside as well would be the break of the 11,315, which automatically would come in together with the break of this downside resistance line. So yep, we could in a way see this one traveling higher and testing this area here, this resistance area near the 11,680. Maybe if you want, you can round it up towards the 700 level. And this is of course where the index could potentially stall for a little bit, because in a way, as you can see here, we could potentially be forming something like a range here. So that's why I'd be very cautious if, let's say, we see the index traveling all the way here towards the 11,680, 700 levels. On the downside, well, I mean, because it's kind of retracing right now back down again, keep a close eye on the 11,050, or for those who are more on the cautious side, the psychological 11,000 itself, because a nice good break below that could potentially lead us towards the next possible test of the 10,825 zone. Now, just kind of going back into history here, you can see that this level here, the 10,825, acted as a very nice area of resistance around the 24th of October, and as well, or just probably should say just the 24th of October, and that was 2016. So quite an important level here. So yep, we could see that one getting tested, but only if we get a drop below the psychological 11,000 level. For now, certainly if this day is going to close like this, somewhere in this little area, little territory, then probably all the action could come into play next week. So be very cautious, be very careful, and continue monitoring these two areas that I've just mentioned. Gold, looking at this 4-hour chart as well, you can see it's kind of selling off here a little bit, not much of course, but still kind of getting hit by a bit of weakness. Now, we had this very tentative upside, short-term upside support line here, which is now getting broken. The only thing is that you probably shouldn't be we shouldn't be concentrating on that one too much. What we should be looking at here is if, let's say, this continues to fall further down here, and we start breaking the 1220 zone, or even the 1217 here, marked by the low of the 19th of November. Now, if this continues to drop further down here and we break this level here around the 1217, this could potentially open the path towards a quite important area of support here near the 1212 zone, which was marked here by the low of the 31st of October. But if that doesn't hold, further declines could be possible. We do have some good potential areas of support here. Let me just adjust this level quickly a little bit. Now, we could be aiming for these for this little area here at around 1204, 1205, something like that, could be a nice potential area for a test. Certainly further declines could lead towards the psychological 1200 level, but of course let's not get ahead of ourselves too much. First, let's see how this performs here today. For those who are very short, for those very short-term traders, in a way you could continue monitoring this little area here, the inside swing low here of the 21st of November, and we could see maybe a test of the 1225 zone here, but a nice good break below that could send this this commodity a little bit lower here towards the aforementioned the 1220 area here, or even lower. But for now, here on the downside, keep your eyes on the 1225, and on the upside still we're keeping a close eye on this 1230. A nice good pop above this could potentially place the precious metal back above this short-term tentative upside support line, and also could confirm a forthcoming higher high since its reversal on the 14th of November. Okay, jumping into an index here, which is the dollar index, and let's have a quick look at the daily chart now. You can see that in the past 3 days, or in the past 2 days, it was declining. So today's day is also currently in the red, but still we're kind of holding on to this short-term upside support line. And if I jump back into the 4-hour chart, you can see this clearly here. It continues to support the index from dropping further. We did have a bit of an undershoot here, but it was like a false breakout, but then quickly got back above it sharply here, as you can see. So in a way, what we can keep an eye on here, let's say even if this is going to get broken again, if this upside support line gets broken again, still we'll remain very cautious, and for us to get comfortable with further declines, we'd probably need to see a nice good drop below this little area right here, and that's approximately around the 96.15, 96.10 area, something like that. So in a way, guys, keep your eyes on that one, just to kind of, like I said, be more on the safe side, because we could see maybe a false breakout here as well, and then a reversal back to the upside. So let's eliminate those scenarios. We need to let's get a good confirmation here, break below this 96.10, and then we'll aim for lower levels like the 95.75, which was marked here near the lows of the 7th of November, or even further down. But for now, as long as it kind of remains above this short-term upside support line, we kind of have to stick to the upside, but I'll probably say that we're going to be cautiously bullish on this one. So for us to get let's say comfortable with higher levels here, we would need to see a nice good pop here above the 96.90 level, which was marked here by the highs of this week. So a nice good break above it could open the path towards the 97.20 or even higher. But let's see if actually we're going to get something like this today. If we don't, then if the index is going to remain here somewhere around this area, then probably all the action could come in next week. So yep, for now, be very cautious. Jumping into GBPUSD, certainly Brexit negotiations have took center stage yesterday, and all the news were around that topic, and you can see the pound traders reacted positively to the news, and we saw this nice push away from the 127.75 area, broke the 127.95, and then managed to reach the areas around the 129.25, something like that. Maybe just a few ticks just above it, but nevertheless, the 129.25 acted as a good area of resistance from which the pair retraced back down, and now it's kind of getting held here by another area of resistance. Of course, it was yesterday broken nicely here, the 128.85, and as you can see, it's kind of since it pierced that level and then got back below it, it continues to kind of struggle to overcome this barrier. So the 128.85 is going to be the one to watch, even if, let's say, we're going to get a nice pop here above that level. Nevertheless, keep watching the 129.25 level, and of course keep watching this little short-term downside resistance line taken from the 7th of November, which could in a way hold the rate down again. And we could see if of course if it struggles to overcome this, then we could see the bears kicking in again and potentially maybe driving this one back down again. So that's why for now we're just gonna aim for this area here. Also, this downside resistance line here coincides, or this area, this potential area where GBPUSD could reach, also coincides here with the 200 EMA. So another good reason for the rate to stall around this area. So yep, for now let's keep a close eye on this one. If let's say we get a nice pop here, well, I mean, this could open the path towards the psychological 130, or slightly above that, the 130.30 marked by the high of the 15th of November. So for now, be very careful and keep your eyes on the 128.85. Euro USD, this one continues to drag here. Now we did have this downside resistance line. Of course, it was a bit of a tentative one. I was mentioning that one. This tentative downside resistance line running from around the 16th of October, the high of the 16th of October. Currently, you can see that the pair has managed to kind of drag itself back above it. So in a way we can actually get rid of this line, because it can become a little bit annoying. It doesn't show us anything anymore. The more important one is this one, the very short-term upside support line taken from the 13th of November. And also, of course, we're going to keep a close eye on the 114.25. As you can see, this kind of continues to act as a strong barrier here, which the Euro USD is struggling to overcome. Yesterday we did have an overshoot a little bit, but quickly got back below it. So just kind of proves how important this 114.25 area is. So keep your eyes on that one. A nice good pop above this could potentially open the path towards the 114.60, or even higher towards the 115 zone, which was marked here by the highs of the 7th of November. Certainly, if we get a nice break here below this, if we get a break below this short-term upside support line, keep your eyes on some key areas of support, like for example the 113.90. A break below this potentially could lead towards further declines here, maybe even touching the 113.55. But if that doesn't hold, I mean, this could be the gateway for much lower levels, especially back towards the 113 zone. So for now, be very careful, guys. This level here, the 113.55, is for those who are more on the conservative side. For those who are more on the adventurous side, keep a close eye on the 113.90. because a nice good drop below that could, like I said, push this pair a little bit lower. For now, be very careful, and on the upside, keep your eyes on the 114.25. USDCAD, this is the last pair I wanted to touch on today, and that's currently sitting still above its short-term upside support line, running here from the lows of the 1st of October. Let me just quickly adjust this. There we go. So we're still above this line, and this week, of course, after peaking on Tuesday, the pair kind of retraced back down and is currently sitting around this area. So to be honest, we're probably going to be a bit more neutral on this one, but because we do have the Canadian CPIs coming out today, so we could potentially see some action here. And let's say if we get a break here below this upside support line here, then what we're going to wait for is the break of the 131.70 zone, approximately there. So if we get a nice break below this area, then yeah, potentially we could target the 131.25 zone. So keep your eyes on that one. This one's marked here by the lows of the 16th of November, and if that doesn't hold, this is where the more conservative traders probably would like to jump in here and drag this one much lower. So yep, for now, be very careful. This could be an interesting pair today, and yep, let's see how that performs. Certainly this little area that I had highlighted before, this in a way is going to become a little bit irrelevant here. Now what we're going to keep an eye on is, for the upside here, is a nice, if we get a nice good break above the 132.45 area here, keep your eyes on that one, because this could be that opening door for higher levels here. and we could see maybe further acceleration towards the 133.20 zone, approximately there. So keep your eyes on that one. Let's see how everything performs today, but at the same time be very cautious, because like I said, we did have this continued move lower, continued move lower towards this upside support line, and to be honest, we could in a way see maybe a possible break here. Of course, let's not get ahead of ourselves here too much. This is just an idea, but nevertheless, always have that idea in mind here, because like I said, we do have the Canadian CPIs coming out today. Okay guys, I hope you found it useful, and thank you very much for watching and listening. And if you want to join me later on today at my traders tea time, and that's 14:15 GMT time. So yep, I'll be happy to kind of see you there. So yeah, but for now, I hope you have a wonderful trading day, and bye for now. Bye bye.